Hi everybody, my name is Becca and that's Shadow Girl, and you've reached SamBrie Stitches here on Flosstube. I hope that you enjoy the following pictures. Hopefully you can play a little game and see how many people you know that I took pictures with at Nashville Market. And then after that is going to be a recap of Market as well. So that's just talking. So hopefully you can just stitch and grab something to drink and just listen to me yammer about my Market. Excuse me, I am sick. And then after that, I will show you some whips and a finish. I have also been model stitching, but I can't show you that. And then I will show you some goodies that I have received from Market and gifts and all that other kind of stuff. So hopefully you enjoy this video, and I will get going with the video. Also, one more thing is there's not going to be a St. Patrick's Day decor tour because of everything that has gone on. I did not actually get to decorate for St. Patrick's Day, which bums me out. That is also my dad's birthday. He's going to be 70 this year. Today, as I'm recording on the 12th, is my little brother's birthday, and he is 29. And then my sister's birthday, my baby sister's birthday, is coming up, I think, on the 24th. I want to say. I'm really bad with dates. So I did not decorate because Easter is March 30th or 31st, and so I just had no time. So you'll get an Easter decor tour if I have the energy to do that, but hopefully you enjoy the video, and let's get on with it. Hi, Flosstube friends. I have missed y'all. If you're new here, my name is Becca, and I am SamBrie Stitches here on Flosstube and other social media. If you have TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, you can find me there as well. Excuse me, I'll be coughing through the through the video. I have been sick ever since I came back from market. I'll get into life stuff at the end, but I am sitting here and begging more at Grandpa's Barn charts. Thank you all for the love. That was my bestseller, and it just blew my mind. So I need to get some bagged up for the distributor because I sold out, and then I had to ship more to the shops. So I figured I would talk to y'all while bagging charts, kind of do a little market recap. But if you're new here, this is a channel about cross stitch. I also do interview with a Flosstuber as well, and I have one scheduled to record Thursday. It'll be my first of the year. I am super excited. It's a newer Flosstuber, but I think it'll be very interesting, and I'm excited to introduce you to him. So I had a rough week prior to market, and again, that's life stuff, so I will talk about that at the end, but we'll just say that I had an emergency room trip shortly before we were flying out to Nashville. But Nashville market, in case you are new here, is a big needlework market in Franklin, Tennessee, even though we call it Nashville Needlework Market. It's just, right outside Nashville. And that is where a lot of, I can't remember the numbers. I think it was like 140 vendors. I could be wrong. Somewhere around there. And 300 and something shops registered. I don't know. I can't remember how many showed up. I had my own room this year, which was absolutely incredible. And basically it's for registered shops, whether they're brick and mortar or online, can come and shop wholesale. And we have like little shops, I guess, set up in the front of our hotel rooms, because the Embassy Suites is kind of set up to where you have a front room that has like a couch and a table and a TV and all that. And then there's a bathroom and a little kitchenette area, and there's a door to your bedroom. And because I had my own room this year, my husband stayed with me. Last year we shared with Brandy of Stitch Me, and we had to stay in a completely different hotel because it was her room, and all the rooms were booked up at the Market Hotel. So my husband didn't really get to help or see how things work. But this year, because of my emergency room visit and my health, he stayed very close by. In fact, he helped me run it, basically. Between him and my bestie Anna and her husband driving down from Canada. She's also an online shop and had registered, but she registered after she was going to come down anyways to help me. So with all of their help, market was absolutely successful. I did not expect my husband to be as hands-on as he was, and it was truly appreciated because he is a logistical person. In the Marine Corps, he was supply and logistics. In his current position now at the Naval Shipyard, he runs the supply and logistics for the shipyard, basically. This job was created just for him. His brain is just blows my mind. So he made things run so smoothly, so logically. Things that I would never have done, he did, and it made it so much easier. And Anna took such good care of me. Just having her there and keeping me company and, helping me out at times is just, it was incredible. I'm sure if you follow me on social media, you probably saw my whole debacle but I wasn't going to let that room mark it. When we were leaving Seattle, because I live in Washington State, so we flew out of Seattle, we had an hour layover in Chicago before our connecting flight. Well, we get on the plane in Seattle, and I already have a fear of flying. That's another reason why my husband came with me, besides my health stuff, was because I just have a fear of flying. I just don't fly. That's why we drove last year, because I had a really bad panic attack flying by myself. We get on the airplane, we start taxiing, and then they're like, oh, just kidding. There's an air filter issue, excuse me, on one of the wing engines. So we end up having to sit there like ever. I think it delayed us, I want to say like 2 hours. So I'm freaking out because now, obviously, we're going to miss our connecting flight. Man, I'm so sorry for coughing. I wanted to get this video recorded because I'm already forgetting things. So they finally get things fixed. We're stuck on this plane. It's hot. They let some people deboard, but we weren't going to, get off and get back on they said it was going to be a half hour. Turned out it wasn't. So finally we take off, and everything is smooth and all that, except for the fact that we land in Chicago about 20 minutes after our connecting flight to Nashville has left. So we use the app, and the app says you've been rescheduled for a different flight, but there's no information. We're like, okay, what flight? Is it 15 minutes from now? Is it hours from now? So we get directed up to the United Airlines, I don't know, it's just like this little customer service area. And of course, everybody on the plane was headed up there. And I can barely breathe when I'm moving quickly, but we booked it up there. And we were trying to use the automatic self whatever machines, and it wasn't recognizing our ticket. So this nice lady comes out and she asked if she could help. And she couldn't even figure out why it wasn't recognizing our passes or anything like that. She was like, let me go do some research. So she goes back, she's making phone calls, and she's there forever. The line for people needing help is getting longer. I'm so glad that we got there when we did. And she comes out after a little while because I was getting nervous. She's like, I'm so sorry. Apparently they booked you as like a straight through or straight, I don't know. Anyways, because we had made it to Chicago, even though Nashville was our destination, they had put us as our trip was complete. And she's like, obviously it's not, because you're not in Nashville, you're here in Chicago. And I was like, yeah. As I'm trying not to bawl, because when I get stressed or upset or even, I cry. I just cry. So, she says, I got you on another flight. It flew out at 8:45 Chicago time. And she said everything should be taken care of and gave us printed boarding passes. And my husband, so I packed a carry-on suitcase, and the carry-on suitcase had majority of my antique samplers I was bringing, majority of my models, my important ones, my future releases that the shops got to see, which sneak peek right there. And so that never left my side. Like, he would put it above us, like it stayed with me, because that was precious cargo. So, and then my checked bag was, I was just under 50 pounds. I think it was like 48, 49 pounds. Now, my checked bag, she swore was going to be on this 8:45 flight, right? Okay. That checked bag had all of my clothes. It had some of my models, previous release models in it, and a few other things, like my banner was in that. So I'm stressing at this point because Murphy's Law, because that's our last name, Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. And obviously this trip was just starting off wrong. She swore it was going to be on the flight. So I was like, okay. Then they start boarding the Chicago to Nashville flight. Okay. And we didn't get seat assignments. We got screwed over, I think. They didn't really take care of us, but I wasn't about to whatever. So we didn't get seat assignments till at the very last minute. I was super mad because my husband and I were separated. When I booked all our flights, we were sitting together because I have plane anxiety. So we had to sit across from each other, which wasn't absolutely terrible, but we had to sit across from each other in the aisle. And he still held my hand at takeoff across the aisle. But because we got screwed over, they wanted me, when we started loading, they wanted me to check my carry-on bag and put it underneath the plane. And I started freaking out because I'm like, it's my antique samplers, that's my models. Like I'm so scared. And I tell the guy as I'm having to hand him my suitcase before boarding the plane that, you know, this is really, really important to me. And he just goes like that. I mean, I get that, you know, they don't care. I'm sure they hear that all the time. So the whole flight, I am stressing because I'm like, please, dear God, tell me that they actually physically put it underneath the plane. And I'm just telling you, turbulence happened. It was rough. And we get back, we land, and I had to wait in the little, you get right off the airplane and you're in that little aisle to get into the airport. And I had to stand there and wait because they kept bringing up everybody else's carry-on that got checked and mine wasn't being, I'm like, where's my bag? Where's my bag? Where's my bag? Finally, they brought it up. So I'm happy we're in Nashville. It's super late. I don't even remember what time it was. I think we didn't get into the hotel until 11 p.m. maybe. But we go down to baggage claim to pick up my other suitcase. And I get a text message as we're headed down there that my bag is waiting for me at the, I don't remember what they called it, but basically where you go to pick up lost bags. And I was like, what? I was like, it dang well better be there because I'm about to lose it. So we get down there and we're trying to find, you know, where this little office is. And a whole bunch of suitcases just chilling outside this office. Nobody watching them. Anybody could have come up and grabbed whatever they wanted. Luckily, my suitcase was there. How it got to Nashville before us, when it was supposed to be on the plane that we were booked on, I have no idea. Because we weren't put on a flight sooner. It couldn't have gotten on the one that we were originally booked on because it had already left. No clue how it got there because the lady said she got us on the earliest flight. Like magic, it teleported because it wasn't on the plane that we were on because it would have been going to the baggage claim area. So I don't even know, but a miracle happened and all of my luggage was okay. Nothing got damaged, nothing got lost. And that was the start of our market trip. So we get there, we check in. Darren helps me like move the furniture around at super late at night. Sorry to the people down below us. Come to find out it was Janet's at Noteworthy Needle. She's absolutely incredibly funny, by the way. But we didn't disturb her. So let's see, we got in, that was Thursday. So Friday we got up and we went and had breakfast down at the hotel. Little area, pretty decent breakfast. Carla, my sweet, sweet Carla from Cobweb Corner, sat and had breakfast with Darren and I. Excuse me. So we got to catch up and chat, which was really nice. And then went back up and just started setting up. Got everything set up with Darren's help. Anna offered, and I was like, no, y'all go do, your sightseeing or whatever you need to do, because, there's not going to be much time any other time. So we met up with them for lunch. They never had Cracker Barrel, and so we met up at Cracker Barrel. It was really nice to catch up with them, and then went back and continued kind of doing setup, and Darren helped me pull all the pre-orders. And he was so organized. He made life so much easier. Got all those pulled, and then we opened Friday night. Friday night, I think the show was 4 to 8. And usually Fridays are supposed to be like fabric dyer nights, right? Usually the designers, it's a slower night. Not for me. And I talked to a few other designers, and Friday was actually busy for them too. So it was really, really nice to not just sit there for 4 hours. So that was really nice. I appreciate all of y'all's pre-orders, shops that supported me, people who popped in to say hi. Like, it was just... Market is just basically fangirling and building relationships. I have created new business relationships. I have created new friendships. I could not be more thankful for that community. So Friday night, what did we do Friday night? I think Friday night is when... Did we go downtown Friday night? No. Friday night, Anna and I went down to the lobby to stitch together. We were tired, but, this is only the second time that we've got to see each other, and we wanted to spend as much time together. So we went down to the lobby to stitch, and that's where we got to meet a couple of people and take some pictures and just kind of relax for a little bit. But we were so tired that we went up, to our rooms and fell asleep, because the next day, Saturday, was, excuse me, I'm going to take a drink. Like, I'm repping my friends. Kim and Jade came and saw me. They were visitors there. And they gave me a sticker. And then I got my sticker. I need more stickers. So Saturday morning came. And about an hour before doors open, our hotel toilet decided to flood. And when I mean flood, I mean the water was deep in the bathroom where we couldn't get in without getting soaked to touch said toilet. It came out into the little hallway, went into our bedroom. Luckily, the boxes got wet with some of my charts in it, but the charts didn't get damaged because they're in plastic. So my husband snagged those and put them up. And then it came out into the front room. So, called... When you press the front desk button on the phone, you would think that it went to the front desk. It doesn't. It goes to an automated thing. And I'm screaming at this automated thing, maintenance, human, emergency, like something to trigger it. I'm freaking out. And so finally it tells me, okay, you need maintenance. We'll send somebody up. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So we get a couple of the maintenance guys that come up. By this time I'm in tears because, I'm supposed to open the doors at 9 and my room is flooded with toilet water. Oh my gosh. So, I'm trying to calm myself down. They're trying to clean it up. I have to have a really loud fan going to try and dry the carpet during my show hours. So we kept having to turn it off, turn it on. It was just really, really annoying. Okay. But the one maintenance guy saw that I was having like a mental breakdown after the travel stuff that happened and now the toilet flooding. And Anna had showed up to give me moral support and said something about being from Canada. So he assumed I'm from Canada, and he started singing "Oh Canada" to me to try to cheer me up. He couldn't sing, but it was the thought that counted. And so they get that cleaned up. They swear that they fixed it, blah, 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 blah. A little while later, it floods again in the afternoon. This time, not as bad. I think it flooded the bathroom, but not much else. Although the toilet water was spreading into the front room this whole time. So if you sat on the couch, my husband would move his feet. It would squeak, squeak, you know, because the carpet's wet. So there was that. And so I can't remember if it was before or after the second flood, but Janice from Noteworthy Needle apparently was in the room below me. She comes up with a bottle of water and hands it to me, and she's like, "I'm just returning the water that you sent us," or something like that. It was the funniest thing ever. But my first thought was, oh my gosh, please tell me we didn't damage anything, you know, of yours, like models or, you know, something crazy. And she's like, "Oh, no damage, you know." And we chatted for a while, and I absolutely adore her. That cheered me up so much, just because, you know, it was so thoughtful. And so that's how we became friends. That's just going to be a funny market story that we're going to share from now on. So Saturday market went amazing and made it through the rest of the day. Then that evening, so I think market ended at 6, and Anna has been talking about Dierks Bentley is her favorite, and she wanted to go to his bar and restaurant. That was the one thing on her bucket list that she really wanted to do. And I was so tired, so stressed out, but Darren's like, "We're still going to go because, you know, she drove down here from Canada and we should have this experience." I was like, "Oh yeah, of course. You know, I'm not going to not go." So we went to downtown. Darren drove the 4 of us in our rental car. And we took the scenic route, walking around, because, you know, my husband is not a huge fan of GPS. He is an old-fashioned map guy. So he was getting annoyed because we ended up going like around the block when we were so close to where we were supposed to be. It was funny. I was wheezing. I've been having health issues because of what had happened the week prior. So we finally make it there. We get in line. The line moves quick. It's really loud. There's 3 levels, Dierks Bentley bar. We got to the 2nd level. Really good band playing. Good music. The food was surprisingly good. It didn't look good, but it tasted good. At least my burger. And so, what is wrong with this bag? And so we did that. We stayed for a little bit, and we were so tired. We ended up, you know, kind of walking around for a little bit and went back to the room. Of course, had to use the bathroom. I went. Everything was fine. Darren goes. And guess what? Back. We got a problem. This time, the toilet flushed. It's been like double flushing, but we thought nothing of it this whole time. It flushes and it starts to fill up and it gets to the brim. And I'm like, please no. It's like night at night. I'm in my pajamas and here it is. It's going to flood again. So it fills up to the brim, and I'm taking a recording. I recorded all of this for documentation because I was not about to have to pay for damages or anything. And my husband's hands like in the top of the toilet trying to hold something so that it doesn't keep filling up with water. So I am on the phone again, trying to get somebody. Finally got a human. They're sending maintenance again. And I'm telling you, they keep saying they fix it, and then they don't fix it. That video, that evening, I posted it. It got 10,000 views of basically the toilet and my husband holding the inside of it. I don't understand on Instagram. It blows my mind. But so the next morning, everybody's like, you should get comped. They should do something for you. You need to go see Yarn Tree, blah, blah, blah. So I went down to Yarn Tree and let them know what was going on. And then they took me to the front desk, and the general manager was there. And she's like, well, I can't really do anything for you because you booked the room through Yarn Tree. But she's like, I'll comp you basically for a night so you don't have to pay for your table rentals or your box deliveries. I was like, okay, whatever. It was just for a night anyways. So, you know, I'm not going to raise a big fuss or whatever. So they did that. And then Sunday, after that, she goes, we're going to send our chief engineer up to your room and we're going to get it fixed for good. Guess who the chief engineer was? The guy that came 2 times on Saturday that said they fixed the toilet. He's the chief engineer. So came and fixed it, whatever. Still had to have the fan going off and on. And, you know, people were popping into the room to chit chat. And while I think it was Cottage Garden Threads, she was in the room when we were chit chatting. And my husband goes, the toilet just flushed. And we stopped and we heard it. And then we just start talking again because we're like, okay, that's weird. And it flushed again. And I call it ghost flushing. So now it's just randomly ghost flushing throughout the day on Sunday. So we call again the maintenance guy. And he comes. And he fixes it again. I'm telling you. So by the end of Sunday, I was just a mess, okay? An absolute mess. Market went well. I sold out of Grandpa's Barn. I pretty much sold out of a couple other ones, except for just a couple left. Even my previous releases that I brought were selling, which was incredible. I went and did some running around Sunday because Anna and her husband left in the morning because they needed to get back for certain reasons. And so they didn't stay Sunday. So it was just me and Darren. And so Darren ran my shop while I got to go and catch up with friends and make new business connections and all this stuff. It was just the best thing ever. But I was also not in a good mental state. And so I went and saw my friend Leanne, who is 1897 Schoolhouse Samplers. I'm pretty sure I got that right. I have no notes in front of me. I should have, but I don't. I love her to death. And Diane from Silver Creek Samplers also popped in. And Leanne and I were kind of feeling the same, like, do we really belong here kind of thing for Market. Like, it was just rough for both of us. We had a rough trip there, and she's unable to bring charts to Market, so it was all, you know, taking orders and then having to ship when she gets home. And so we made a pinky promise in front of Diane, who was our witness, that said that we do belong at Market and that we will be coming back next year. We pinky promised. Leanne had some major car troubles on the way home and had made a post saying, don't hold me to that pinky promise right now. But I will hold her to the pinky promise. So if she watches, we will be coming back next year, Leanne. We belong there. But it was a cool experience for the three of us. And I think it brought us closer as friends as well, with that whole pinky promise. But Sunday went great. My husband, being the incredible man that he is, who took good care of me, excuse me, I'm sorry, the whole time, he had packed up the Hoffman order of what charts I had left and had them boxed up and ready to go. And so about 10 minutes before the end, we went and dropped those off. And we literally got the room back in order and packed up in less than an hour. And so to celebrate my successful market, it blew last year's market out of the water. Like, so humbled. I'm gonna cry every time I think about it. I said, why don't we find like a steak restaurant, like a fancy restaurant, right? So I'm randomly looking at reviews and all this other stuff, and I'm like, oh, this one looks kind of cool, you know? Not too far. It's in the quaint little downtown area of Franklin. Called Puckett's. It is now our go-to place. The food was incredible. I am craving the skillet macaroni and cheese like you would not believe. I had a steak cooked perfectly. Oh, it was so good. But when we had walked in, there was a live band singing, and they were siblings, 4 siblings. Absolutely incredible. So good. So good. And it was just, we didn't know that there was a performance, and they are going to be releasing music. And so I will have their information down below because I can't think of the name right now. But if y'all have Instagram or anything like that, please go follow them. They deserve a larger following than what they have. They're so talented. They play so many different instruments. They can all sing. Like, we just sat there for the whole show. I actually ordered a dessert. It was, I think, a brownie with some ice cream and some bacon on the top. Oh, it was so good. So Puckett's is our go-to now. I think Sunday evening to celebrate market, Darren and I are just gonna go have dinner there every year now. So that's how we ended it. We got up and only had to ship back like 4 boxes. I think I shipped 17 boxes there and only had to ship 4 back because I needed my decor set back and just a few charts. Sunday, I had woken up not feeling the greatest. I couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. I was just, but Anna had a COVID test and I took it and it was negative. I wasn't like sick. I was just super lethargic. And I think we just thought maybe it was just the market exhaustion. But then when I woke up Monday morning, I did not feel good. We went to the post office. Like, I could barely stay awake. I could barely breathe. I was so stuffed up. Thought maybe it was just the AC that we had going. But we stopped at a store and got me some medicine, some tissues. And the flights home were miserable. There were no, I don't think there were any delays. There was some turbulence. But I did not feel good. I was coughing. I felt so bad being on an airplane because I didn't know what the heck was wrong with me. Darren was also not feeling good, even though he wouldn't admit that he wasn't feeling good. He's so stubborn, but I could tell. So it was absolutely miserable coming home, but we made it home. And made it home Monday night. I think we got in at 1 in the morning Monday, and my husband went to work at 5 in the morning. So like literally no sleep Tuesday for him. And I started seeing posts from some people saying that they had tested positive for COVID. And I was like, oh, it seems to be all the people that I had spent some time with. Very weird, because I tested negative on Sunday. And that's the day that I spent time with them. And I was like, but Monday I woke up sick. Weird. So I think Tuesday when Darren got home, we immediately went and bought COVID tests, and mine was positive. So yeah, I've had COVID for the past week and a half now. I have no motivation. That's why my video is like this. I apologize. I'm so tired. I managed to get the shop orders that I needed to ship my sold out charts and stuff to out on Tuesday because I wanted those out. I'm working on Hoffman's now because they were ones that they can't release anyways right away. Brie ended up getting sick and tested positive for COVID as well. I feel really bad for giving it to her. So it's been a rough week. No motivation. I hadn't stitched. I finally got in some stitches the night before last and last night. But I hadn't touched a needle in over a week. Like, it was just exhaustion. I forgot a story I wanted to tell you and to shout out a couple of people from Market. I explained the whole bad experience of getting to Market, the toilet, flooding and all that stuff. I want to say a huge thank you to Jan Hicks of Jan Hicks Creates. I feel like we have developed a friendship, and it means the world to me. I went and saw her, and we just sat on her couch. Nina was in between us, and she just let me love on her cat. I call Nina my therapy kitty because she's so soft and fluffy, and she's so chill. Like, she doesn't even wake up when you're petting her. Like, she's just so used to people. And so we were just sitting there talking, and I was just petting her because I just needed calm after everything. And later on, Jan popped into my room and said hi. And then we've been messaging back ever since. And she is so helpful. And I just truly appreciate it. All of the designers are, friendly and helpful, but they have a whole lot of their own stuff going on too. And Jan takes time out of her day to chat with me on Instagram, answer my questions, give me advice. And I just want her to know that I truly appreciate it. As well as Ginny McGowan, the Blue Flower. She is incredible. She's always super helpful. We talked for a little while at Market. And I feel like she's a good friend too. She helped me out a lot last year at Market since it was my first one and I was freaking out. She had so much advice to give. So she's an incredible person. Her designs are awesome as well as Jan's. So I truly appreciate that so much. My bestie, Anna, who drove down from Canada, she drove through a complete white-out snowstorm where they couldn't even see in front of them to drive down to be in Nashville with me. So that meant the world to me. We've only seen each other twice. This was the first time we got to spend more than just a lunch together. And it felt like we were old friends that we've hung out forever. And I'm hoping she comes back next year. It'll be a tradition for us to get to spend a weekend together every year at Nashville. I also cannot forget my incredible friend, Melissa. She is MLore. Can't remember if there's numbers afterwards, but she'll be linked down below. She is an amazing friend, an amazing upbeat, in your corner type of person. She was checking on me. She was sending people to check on me. She went and just bought some PDFs and has been stitching them up for gifts. She knew that things were rough for me before and during Market, and she just sent so much love. And she's just such an amazing person. Y'all need to just go follow her. She doesn't make as many Flosstube videos as she used to, but she's so upbeat and so loving in her videos that she deserves some love. So if you could go follow her, I'm going to link her down below. But it just meant the world to me that she was checking on me, and she's just an incredible human being and just deserves the best. So love you, Melissa. Thank you so much for for checking on me, for loving me, for supporting me, just for everything, just for being you. But I'm truly blessed for the friendships that have developed thanks to cross stitch. It means the world to me. And I just wanted to put that in there because I wanted to make sure that I gave recognition to the people who have just gone above and beyond. And another person is Lois of Lady.Creates. I know I probably have talked about her a little bit. We're partnering for a summer release. But she is just, we've talked on the phone, and she just has taken me under her wing, and I truly appreciate it. She's been in this business for a long time. She's helping me. She's giving me advice. She's introducing me to people. She introduced me to Miranda of Weeks Dye Works because they're old friends. And it just truly means a lot that she's a busy woman, let me just say. And she just takes time out of her day to talk with me, to give me advice. And I just truly appreciate it. I really, really do. So thank you for that. Thank you, ladies, for just being incredible, for going above and beyond when you really didn't need to. You made me feel special. You made me feel important, as well as Leanne and Diane, which I've talked about. I mean, there's just a group of people that just mean the world to me now. And I truly appreciate them. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure I put that in there. This video is going to be kind of a mess because I'm still recovering. I didn't do notes, and I just talked. So that's basically my market experience. You saw all the pictures. I didn't get pictures with everybody. I didn't get to see everybody I wanted to see. Market is so crazy because a lot of the big name designers, like I wasn't constantly swamped, but a lot of the big name designers are constantly swamped. And so you get like 2 seconds with them to quickly catch up, take a picture. Sometimes I forgot a picture. But the ones I did get to spend time with, and the ones that made an effort to come into my room, that meant a lot to me. It really did. Market is incredible. I truly, truly cannot thank y'all enough for the support. This chart was my #1 seller. Blew me out of the water. It is so special to me because Darren had such a big part in it. And it has such a special meaning to our family, with it being based off of his grandpa's barn from his childhood. I have no idea how I'm going to top it next year. His uncle has a barn, and his uncle's barn is blue, and his uncle, I believe, still has it, and he has cows. So maybe I could design a blue barn with some cows based off of Uncle Dean's farm. I don't know. But your love and support has blown me out of the water. What really meant a lot to me was there were shops that came in, and actually other designers that had popped in and specifically asked me if my Jewish designs had caught me any slack, you know, like if I had gotten any crap from anybody. And I have to say that our stitching community has been absolutely incredible. No one has publicly mistreated me. There's a couple behind the scene things that I think had happened, but I'm not going into that. I'm not calling people out. But they said good, because, you know, if anybody ever says anything, you let us know. Well, we got your back. And that just meant the world to me. my Jewish designs sold quite a bit. There's a couple shops that actually told me that they have a large Jewish community and thanked me for creating those designs, because there's not a lot out there. And that meant the world to me, because, there's a lot of Hanukkah designs, but there's not a lot of everyday Jewish designs. And I am not a practicing Jew. I wish that I knew more than I do. But I do it for my heritage, for my grandma Trudy, for my older daughter, who can speak Hebrew, who can read it. She helps me with my designs from long distance in Canada now. So it means the world to me. And so I want to talk about, I have a few more minutes before I got to get my daughter to work. I wanted to talk about a post that DMC made on Instagram. And I'm not a political person. I'm not a super religious person. And, everybody is entitled to their opinions and their beliefs. But a company like theirs, as large as they are, to make a stand like that makes me feel alienated. I don't want to go too far into it because I don't want to turn this into like a whole political thing, but I think people forgot what happened that night that the paratroopers attacked that innocent music festival. My daughter lost a very good friend that later we found out was brutally unalived. I don't want to say, keywords on here. So it hits home. And so for DMC to make a post like that, if they were calling for a ceasefire, or, if they were going to, they said that they're going to send funds or something over to help to Palestine. If they would have said, they were going to try and contribute to, both sides, or a ceasefire needs to happen or something to include, because it's not one-sided. What's going on is absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. What's happening in Ukraine is absolutely horrible. Like, this world is a mess. But just for a huge company like DMC to make a post like that hurts. And so I am struggling now because I know how many of us, including myself, I own like 2 full sets of DMC, use DMC, and most like DMC alternatives on charts to make it easier. And I'm struggling right now with what to do, because I know I can't completely cut them out, but I also feel like they didn't take into account the whole situation and all of the people that they affected by this post. And actually they turned off comments because they just didn't want to deal with it. So comments on another post are being left, and I was reading those, and it just, I don't know. I might get canceled for this. I don't know. I'm a mixture of feelings right now, but I felt that it needed to be addressed, because just for a company that big to alienate the Jewish community just because we're Jewish, it just doesn't sit right with me. It really doesn't. Like I said, I'm not practicing. I don't even know that much, but I it's my heritage, and I've come into contact with a lot of Jewish people because of my designs, and just thinking about them and thinking about my daughter's friend and all of those other, innocent people, including the ones in Gaza. The bad guys are hiding in places where innocent people are going to get hurt, and it just makes everything so ugly. But for a company to make a public post like that I don't know. I don't know what to do. And I don't know if you saw it or not. It's on Instagram. Uh, I have a lot of thinking to do because it affects my designing and it affects my stitching. But I felt that it just needed to be addressed because I feel that it's a bit alienating. And I'm not sure if that was their intention. I don't know what their intention is because I find it strange that they turned off the comments. But I just felt like I should put it out there. And I'll just be doing some thinking. And yeah, and I'll see what are your thoughts? Like, how do you feel about alternatives? I asked on Instagram and many people suggested like Cosmo or Sullivan's. I have a full set of Cosmo they sent me. There's Sulky. I mean, there's a ton of different options. It's just I know I know that if I use Fancy Floss, many prefer DMC as the alternative. But it hurts my heart to continue to support them over that post, that stance that they took. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. I don't want to get canceled for this, but I don't want to make things political, and I didn't mean to go that far into it, but it's really bothering me. And it bothered my daughter and my sister. I don't know. It just is, it threw me off. It really did. So I hope you enjoyed my market recap. Sorry, I brought it down a little bit. I am probably going to record another snippet to add on to this, even though I'm at 46 minutes right now. Because I want to show you my whips and some of my haul. I didn't do a lot of shopping at Market. In fact, I really didn't do any shopping at Market, but I was gifted things. And I want to share that with y'all too, as well. So yeah, I think that's it for my market recap. If I remember, I'll pop it in on another video, but thank you for putting up with my sickness. And now I'm just going to do a little bit of life update. Since I already talked about the COVID thing, I was in the hospital, I think it was Monday or Tuesday before we were flying out on Friday, because I had a follow-up doctor's appointment Thursday before we flew out. I was sitting in my craft room, in my recliner, just chilling and printing charts to pack up for Market. Oh, no. It was the week prior to. But I had to wait for my follow-up was the day before we flew out. I can't remember what the date was for the hospital, but it was the week prior to flying out. But I was sitting there printing charts because I wanted to get them shipped, I think, Thursday. So it was Monday or Tuesday that this happened. In charge of printing, and I started feeling really weird. And I used my Apple Watch. It is very, very good for heart rate monitor. I've been hooked up to heart rate monitors a lot. It matches. And I was like, I feel weird. And I looked down and my heart rate's like 200. I'm like, what the heck? I've not had like caffeine. I'm just sitting here chilling. A few minutes go by and it's not going down. And so I took a picture of my watch and I texted my husband who was at work, and I was like, I think something's wrong. And he doesn't always get his text messages right away because sometimes he's in high security areas where he can't have his phone and stuff with him. So I'm sitting there, a few minutes more go by, and it went a little higher. It was like 220. And I'm trying to call Brie, and I just can't. She's in the room right next to me, and I cannot say anything. So I text her, and I was like, I think something's wrong. And she immediately books it into the room. And, you know, I show her my watch, and I'm like, it's been 15, 20 minutes now. I don't feel good. I don't know what's going on. Like, I can still move, and I can barely talk. And it just felt, I thought I was having a heart attack. I thought I was dying. My jaw hurt, my chest hurt. Like I just felt, and I was so dizzy, I couldn't get up. So, oh, how did our power just flicker when it's like blue sky outside? I'm telling you, it's one thing after another, y'all. If I lose power, I'm gonna lose it. Anyways, so she calls and gets her dad on the phone. She's like, you need to come home like right away. She kept saying she wanted to call 911. I was like, I do not want to go in an ambulance. I'm still functional. I do not want to go. So he rushes home, and he gets home, and this is about 45 minutes now that my heart has been doing wonky things and being that high, and rushes me to the ER, and they immediately admit me, hook me up to a crash cart. They couldn't find an IV. I think they poked me a good 7 or 8 times. And finally, they got one when I was in the room. They got an IV in. I looked like I was a druggie. I had bruises like you wouldn't believe. Oh my God, it was crazy. I had to wear long sleeves because I didn't want people to judge. And I didn't want to have to explain. And so they had me hooked up to a crash cart. And they were getting ready. They wanted to zap me. And then because they got the IV in, they were able to give me Endocin. I can't think of what the medicine's name is. But they put it in my IV, and basically its job is to stop your heart and then start it again. And so that happened. That wasn't fun. But it did eventually fix me. And I learned that I had a CVT, cardiovascular tachycardia. So I'm waiting. I did my follow-up, and then I'm waiting for a referral to the cardiologist. So that's what I'm waiting on now. But I seem to have been fine. I don't know what damage COVID did to me, since I already had long COVID and vagus nerve damage. So I guess we'll find out when I get to the specialist. But that was my fun time at the ER before we flew to Nashville. I did get cleared by the doctor. He did tell me that I was prone to blood clots. My platelet levels are like sky high. So that was scary. And he told me basically to make sure that we knew where the emergency room was while we were in Tennessee. Thank God I didn't need it, but that was kind of scary for a doctor to say. So that's where I'm at. And that was my life update. So I will be back with my whips and some of the goodies that I got from Market. Okay, so I haven't really been doing much stitching since the last video because of everything that's been going on. And I can't remember if I showed this to y'all or not. And man, this thing is getting destroyed. But I was working on Prairie Schoolers' Signs of Spring. And what I was doing was my own color conversion. So these are Be Stitch Me silks that I was using. Super pretty colors on there. And I finished the little lammy. I don't know if I'm going to get these FFO'd in time or not. I'm not sure what I want to do because they're so tiny. If I have the energy, I might go to a craft store and see if I can find something to stick them on. This is 18 count periwinkle from Be Stitch Me. Again, with my own silk conversion, but there's the 2. I wanted to do more, but it's not going to happen this year. So those are my finishes. I brought this and my model with me to Nashville because the Tree of Life I am stitching for my older daughter. She's going to be 25 on April 25th, so it's her golden birthday. And we're hopefully going to see each other in Michigan because we'll be in Michigan the last week in April, which is super exciting because I might be doing a meet and greet and popping into a couple other stitchy shops, but more details will come on that. So this is where I'm at. I was able to stitch the past couple of nights. Is that just not stunning? So this has been pretty much my focus piece, and it will be until it's done because I want to make sure it's done for her birthday. But look at that. I can't wait to get the beads. The beads are really pretty. I have been using my frame. I've been getting lots of questions on this. This is a magnetic frame. I have 2 sizes. I didn't bring the smaller one over. Beautifully handcrafted. It's thick. They hold the perforated paper incredible. From Handmade Everyday Shop on Etsy. She is in the Ukraine, and it's definitely worth the wait. I love this. Fits in my lap stand, and it just holds the perforated paper perfectly. So that's how... I knew! I dropped a needle. That's awesome. Way to go, Becca. Anyways, I will find it. But yeah, so that's how I get so much stitching done on that, because otherwise my hand would cramp and I would bend the paper and blah, blah, blah. So, oh, it just fell. I heard it. All right, and then the last one I worked on was Happy Campers. This was my anniversary start for my 25th anniversary last year at the end of June. And I don't know how I am not stitching on it more, because every time that I stitch on this, I don't want to put it down, but I want to give love to other things. I chose 18 Count Spirit of the Forest by Be Stitch Me. Oops, it's wrinkled. There we go. And I finished a porcupine. I just love it. Janine McGowan is like a designing genius. She is so talented. She's a good friend of mine too. I truly appreciate her friendship. So I have that. I want to stitch the majority of her designs. So that was basically what I worked on. I do have a little bit of haul. I've been looking for this Mill Hill kit for like ever, and Brandy happened to have it on her website, and so I ordered it and asked her to bring it to Needlework Market. So I got this one finally, and this is Outdoor Adventure. I have the camping one. I have, I think, all of the outdoor ones now. So I got that one, and then I snagged this cute little one that I want to get done. Spooky Cage. So those 2 I ordered from Brandy. She was gracious enough to bring them to Market. I've had 2 floss fixes since I think the last time. Alphabetical order. So this is February, which were C's and D's, and then March were D's and E's. Classic Colorworks. Let's see, what else do I have? I had an order from 123 Stitch arrive while I was gone. And I ordered this 18 count cotton from Fiber on a Whim. But what was, I thought this, oh, there we go. Cream and Sugar is the name. And I thought this would be good for a design that I'm wanting to release, but I think I might have to save it. But it's a beautiful, beautiful fabric. And then I ordered a couple of Weeks Dye Works, which really didn't need to after what I'm going to show you. But this was ordered before. This is for, I am working on a Thanksgiving Words to Live By. And so these 2 colors were needed for it. And then I also needed this because I thought I had it, but I didn't. But it's a Stitch in Time Mill Hill kit. So that was my 123 Stitch order. Speaking of 123 Stitch, they blew my mind. They did a pre-order with me that I could not believe it. So I don't know if anybody from 123 Stitch watches my videos, but thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's insane. Insane. My fabric of the month from Be Stitch Me. I didn't take it out. It's Vanilla Latte. I have Vanilla Latte already. But it's a nice neutral. So there was that. And then Someone reached out to me and they want to remain anonymous, and truly, truly appreciate them thinking of me. We've already chatted, but they sent me a box filled with stuff. A nice letter. This is very sweet. So excuse the crinkling. I'm just going to pull stuff out. So they sent some 32 count gingerbread Belfast linen. I think this is picture this plus P2P, which is really pretty. To go with, I think, Heart of America, which she sent kitted up, right up my alley. I need to stitch this like right away. I need more time. And then she sent Land of the Free with the floss. She also sent Home of the Brave with the floss. I don't know if you can hear, my grand kitty is upstairs playing with his noisy mouse, so sorry if that's picking it up. Speaking of mice, she sent these little post-it notes that have little mousies on it. Oops. How cute is that? And then, y'all, she sent more stuff. She sent some stickers. Pacific Northwest. I love it. I'm putting this one. I'm putting that one on my cup. On my Frost Buddy. She sent the full kit to Coming to America. Like, it's all in there. Completely. Like, even the fabric. I actually have the full kit of Coming to America as well. So I'm going to save this because I think that this is one of the harder ones to get. So I might save this for a giveaway if I can reach 8,000. I can't seem to keep growing. I'm like stagnant right now. If y'all help me get to 8,000, I'll do this kit as a giveaway. I would truly appreciate you helping me grow. Share this, post it, anything, my channel, so that it'll grow. But yeah, I'll do that for that 8,000. She sent the Cross Stitch Christmas Ornament Magazine. She sent the ornament book from Twin Peaks, which I absolutely love. I love the ladies of Twin Peaks. She sent this cute stocking, which will probably be a giveaway at some point. I'm not doing giveaways right now because I feel like I'm drowning currently. And this is one that I really, really wanted, and I'll be stitching this. Stars and Stripes. How thoughtful and generous of her, and wanting to remain anonymous. I want to share who she is, but I want to also respect her wishes. Oh. Okay, so market. Before market, my bestie and I, Anna, we exchanged Pandora charms. And so I got us these that say best friends, and then she got us, and we thought maybe, oh, why isn't it focusing? There we go. Close enough. So we got each other charms, but then she went and got me this whole thing. She made me. Look at this. She's so talented. She stitched Toolbox on Etsy. Look at this needle minder. And the funny thing is, she was giving me crap because I don't really eat a lot of vegetables. So I told her that vegetables her and I'm the ketchup, but it says best friends. I love this needle minder. You've got a little bee thread puller through thing, a whole bunch of floss cards, a couple other needle minders in here. Love, and then a couple little wax thingies that are hearts. Like, she's just, and more floss drops in here. And then she bought this cute little thingy. It's like a little basket with scissors and stuff that she bought. It's so cute, and it fits right in there. And then I didn't realize, she's like, pull it down. You pull it down and there's more. She made me a scissor fob. Oops. I'm really bad at this. There we go. Look at that. Scissor fob. Tree of Life's on there. Some sewing. A kitty. She gave me a beautiful little pair of scissors. These are so pretty. They're stork scissors. I've never seen stork scissors like this though. And then look what she sent me because it has my name on it. I love it. So she gifted me this, and she made these things, and it was the sweetest thing ever. But did she stop there? No, she didn't. She did not. She said, I think these were her first wool applique felt things that she made, and she gifted them to me. Ooh. A scissor holder, and oh, look at that. So she made those, and then this is the box, the little Pandora box that came in. She spoils me, and I'm hoping that she comes back next year too. I love her to death. Okay, so Market was all about making connections. I stopped in at Threadworks and met Tony, and I showed him my patriotic sunflower and how I used US flag for the sunflower, and he flipped out. He was so excited, and he told me the story about how they used to carry it, then they pulled it, and then he fought for them to start making it again and wanted it dyed like a certain way, and he was really hoping that he could, you know, see someone design with it. And so we took a picture together, had him hold the floss, and it was just like the coolest experience ever. So now I have a connection with Threadworks, and I just love that US flag. I love that there's no pink in it. That's the big thing. So I made connections with them. Lois from Lady Dot Creates and I are working together for one of my summer releases. And she has just been an amazing mentor and has become a friend. And I finally got to meet her in person at Market. And she introduced me to Weeks Dye Works, who in turn gifted me their entire line. Look at that. Like insane. And then also gifted me the new release colors from Market as well, which is just incredible. Look at these colors. Colors are just stunning. So yeah, I am gonna be definitely designing with some Weeks Dye Works. But on top of that, Gloriana stopped by my room, and it was really incredible to meet them. And I believe they are in, yeah, they're in Washington, in Woodinville. So not too far from me, and gifted me some of their floss to try. Look at this. This is like the perfect Bigfoot, my Bigfoot color. This is weathered wood. Oh, this might be, if I design another barn one, that would also be good for the roof. But yeah, and then, oh, this antique dark gray. Oh, so they gifted me some of these, and I'm gonna be definitely designing with theirs. It was just really nice to chat with them and catch up. And then the representative words from Cottage Garden Threads stopped in. They're in Australia, and I chose a beautiful, beautiful purple. Look at this. So I will be reaching out and choosing some colors and definitely designing with theirs too. It was just great to get to talk to other companies that I can work with. I really was trying to get into the fabric people, but I only had a couple, so they said they have a little brochure for me. Oh, did I pull out? I did. I got a couple brochures from a couple fabric dyers too, but I think I pulled those out to contact them, so I don't have them on me. But then the General Art came through and visited and gave just this neat little zipper pouch with, you know, like a couple pencils and a ruler and all this different kind of things. And then their new colors, which, I mean, they got me with the purples. Look at those. So that was cool. A lot of floss dyers I connected with. And then Helen D and I got to run into each other for just a little bit and chit chat. She was there helping. Oh my gosh, why can't I think of who she was helping? Pedal Pusher. And so she left me with her needle minder. I need to reach out to her and find out where she had it made, because I want needle minders for next year. It's brilliant. Cookbook we got as for being vendors words. I was gonna pull mine out sooner. Oh, it's in the chart, but I did this one, and I did my husband's Texas sheet cake because that's what he makes me for my birthday. But that's my design. I thought it turned out really cute. I need to stitch it. I didn't have time to stitch it, but I think it turned out really cute. It's just 70 by 71, so it's like a 4x4, like my Bigfoots, but the whole bunch of people on the back. And I think Garon Stitchery just did a video and they have some of these. Anna, I wanted to get Serenity from Teresa Kogut, and I didn't. I wanted to get the Little House Needleworks log cabin release, and I didn't. But Anna gifted me one of the ones that I wanted to get because you know me and Janine McGowan and her designs, and she's just an incredible human being. So she gifted me that. That's the only chart that I got. And then the rest is just stuff that we got as a vendor. So yeah, I made a lot of connections, and it was an incredible experience. Hey everybody, a couple things have happened since I have recorded and not even started to edit yet, so figured I'd just throw it in here. Brie and I went on a little adventure yesterday. I'm starting to feel better, except for the cough and the exhaustion. But we took a ferry to Threadneedle Street so I could grab just a couple of things for future releases. So this really pretty Threadworks for a Valentine-ish type of design. This I need to do something with. I love Threadworks. And I met Tony. I probably have talked about it. He's pretty cool. So I love using Threadworks. And then this is called Purple Night Sky. Gloriana. It's a 12 strand, but you use it the same as any other floss. And this matches my antique reproduction, my purple one, like perfectly. And the variegation's really pretty. So I got that. This for another design. Actually, both of these go with one design. Whisper Thread. I'm really, really excited for the design that I came up with for my market release next year. I have a couple other models to get stitched, but I'm so excited. I hope it's well received. We'll see.
Soundstripe.
And then I just picked up some 18 count vintage country mocha because I didn't have any. So we did that. I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. So I sneezed like 3 times. So we went to Threadneedle Street. We visited Bohm's Chocolate. I don't know how to say it, Bohm's or whatever. You walk in there and it just smells of chocolate. It smells so good. And then we were going to go to Triple X Diner, which is kind of a tradition when I go to Issaquah, but they went out of business. Not sure why. Looks like some other restaurant is going to take its place. So we had to randomly Google, and we found a place called the Tipsy Cow. It was like a burger joint. It was spendy, but it was really good. Then right next to it was Bigfoot Java, and y'all know how much I love my Sasquatch Tracks Frostbite from Bigfoot Java. And then we drove home. So it was a really nice day. Basically an afternoon trip. We got home and relaxed. It was also a hard day yesterday because it was the day of appointments basically for both sides of our family. And I'm not going to go into too much details because I didn't ask if I could talk about things, but my daughter's husband has been out of work for a little bit, dealing with some foot stuff. So he had an appointment. And then my Aunt Lee had her surgery. They removed a couple portions of her lung. And so it'll be determined whether she's going to need chemo or not. But she went through that surgery the same day. Also, the same day, my brother-in-law, which my husband is the oldest of 6 children, and my brother-in-law, who I had talked about before in the videos with the cancer, he is the 3rd youngest. My husband's the oldest of 6, so he's kind of like in the middle-ish. Well, he was supposed to have an appointment to discuss chemo options and that kind of thing. But that appointment had to get canceled because he fell and hit his head bad enough that he had to go to the emergency room. And turns out he had very low blood sugar. They couldn't get it fixed. They've tried, like, I think he said applesauce, peanut butter and jelly, Coke, a whole bunch of stuff, and they couldn't get him stabilized. And they needed to fix, like, clean and suture up the gash in his head. So he was in the emergency room for pretty much all day. It happened in the morning. My father-in-law called, updated us, and in the middle of updating us, they decided to admit my brother-in-law and move him to a room. So he had to call us back once he got settled in a room, and once he got home. And so I'm not sure of what is actually happening. We haven't gotten an update today, but that happened. And then we did get some good news because my sister-in-law, who is the baby of the 6, she's a year older than me. Blows my mind. My husband's 9 years older than me, so that gives you an idea. So I'm actually the baby, but she's the baby of their family, a year older than me. And while we were in Nashville, she called my husband and said that they had found a lump in her lungs, I think. And so it was cancer or like autoimmune or something. They weren't sure, and so she was going to get a biopsy. Well, at least we got good news that it was some sort of fungus. I don't know all the details or anything like that, but at least it's not cancer. So there was some positive there. But it was just everything all at once on one day. So we did the girls' day just so that we, weren't sitting at home waiting for all of this news and, that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's what we did. So, yeah, I think that was it, as far as life updates go. So if you've made it to the end of my video, please, hit the subscribe button, share. I have a really fun interview coming up with the runner Stitcher. He is pretty awesome, and it was just such a great time. We actually did the interview this morning, and that'll be up on the 24th of March. So my first interview of the year. I took a couple months off to prep for market and get my health stuff figured out. Excuse me. So that's exciting. I'm back in the swing of things. So please subscribe, please share. Let's get this channel growing, because if I ever get to 8,000, I seem to be pretty stagnant. But if I do, I'll be doing a giveaway with that with thy needle and thread Women of the Mayflower, I think it was, kit, and a bunch of other cool stuff as giveaways, because I will really want to celebrate growing. So until I see you all again, whenever that may be, happy stitching, stay safe, stay healthy, enjoy the more sunlight out, daylight savings, if you have daylight savings. It's been beautiful, and I am truly happy that the sun is out. I think, in fact, later today I might go sit out on my deck, let Shadow run around in the forest of our backyard, and just take in some sun. It's much needed. So love y'all. Stay safe. Talk to you later.